welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are reviewing LAFC 1, Alajuelense 2, 1-2 LAFC contra Alajuelense in Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League 2023 round of 16 leg 2 in La Liga de Campeones de Concacaf de Scotiabank. Octavos de final, partido volta. 3-0 on aggregate to start, 4-2 on aggregate at the end of the night. 4-2 global. 1-2 esta noche. Alajuelense almost came back. LAFC almost screwed themselves over. They almost choked. Legitimately. And you could say, but they were looking like they could have scored 5 or 6 goals in this game. I would agree. They should have. But Lionel Moreira stood on his damn head, and things just did not go LAFC's way until very, very late. But early on, 8th minute, handball by Giorgio Chiellini in the box. They go to VAR, they check it. Alajuelense gets a penalty early on in the match. Giancarlo Gonzalez, the captain, steps up to take it. He puts it top bins past John McCarthy to make it 1-0. 1-0 Alajuelense. 3-1 global. 3-1 on aggregate. That's the way we go into halftime. 1-0 Alajuelense. 1-0 para Alajuelense. 3-1 global. 3-1 on the night. Or 3-1 aggregate. Then in the 52nd minute, Aaron Suarez scores, rounds the keeper. McCarthy gives up a big howler. Suarez taps it in the 52nd minute to make it 2-0. 2-0 para Alajuelense. 3-2 global. 3-2 on aggregate for LAFC. Then, of course, in the 83rd minute, Alajuelense's got LAFC on the ropes. If they score a third and keep it a clean sheet, they would go to penalties. But Carlos Vela said, no, you got about 8 minutes to score 2, because he scores. Basically gets all the Alajuelense defense popped out of their jocks, takes the ball, and takes a great shot past Moreira. And the one thing he couldn't save tonight was that decisive goal in the 83rd minute, 1-2, 1-2 esta noche, 4-2 on aggregate, 4-2 global. Yes, Alajuelense may have won the battle, but they did not win the war. The match ends 1-2, 1-2 para Alajuelense, 4-2 on aggregate for LAFC, 4-2 global para LAFC. Stats are as follows: 23 shots to 11, 6 shots on goal to 8, 58% possession to 42% possession, 469 passes to 286, 81% pass accuracy to 91, 6 fouls to 17, 1 offside to 0, 1 yellow card to 3, 0 red cards to 0, 7 corners to 2. And that's what you call a crazy game, because let's be honest, Alajuelense wanted to win that game. They were tough. They were doing anything they could. They played some great defense. Lionel Moreira stood on his damn head the whole night long and made some great saves. The luck didn't bounce LAFC's way. And yes, should they have won by 3, 4, 5? Yeah, I agree. They should have. But they didn't. Sometimes, yes, the scoreline doesn't tell the story. The aggregate honestly really does. But the night storyline does not tell you the story. Or scoreline doesn't tell you the story. The match was the way it was supposed to go. Or not supposed to go, but it ended the way it was supposed to end. Alajuelense had a great match. They fought their hearts out. They went for everything they could to win that tie and at least get it to penalties. And damn it, if they didn't get close, they got close. They fought their hearts out. Sadly enough, it wasn't enough. It was not enough for Alajuelense, because Carlos Vela made a great run. The dam finally broke. The wall finally fell down. And should it have taken that? No. They should have scored more than that. Stipe Biuk should have scored a hat trick. But it didn't happen. Alajuelense were not the dominant team. They scored against the run of play multiple times. Twice. Well, penalty, but against the run of play. And the rounding the keeper, which McCarthy looked like he was hurt after. That Ante Razov check him, so there you go with that. But personally, yeah, LAFC were the better team by far. This should not have been a on-the-night loss. It shouldn't have been, but it was. And I'm not trying to discount what Alajuelense did or what they nearly did. I'm not. But LAFC should have won this game. This should have never been as tight as it was. Yeah, they rotated their team, but their rotation is still an 11 that should easily beat a Costa Rican side, even one of the biggest teams in Central America. It's not like they're playing a TFC 2 team or freaking Revolution 2 or Tacoma Defiance, pretty much. No, they're playing LAFC's bench. They still have some great depth. This shouldn't have been as close as it was. It should have never been this close. It should have never got this close. They should have never been on the ropes like they were, LAFC. That's credit to Lionel Moreira, who's the man of the match in my book. All those saves, all those great moments. It kind of sucks Alajuelense didn't get all the way to a penalty shootout. It's sad because I wanted to see if Moreira could push it on in a penalty shootout, to be honest. But right now, I don't see any LAFC players who would be man of the match. I think it is Lionel Moreira because, let's face it, Alajuelense did win on the night. They won the battle, but not the war. They won the battle, but not the war. In the end, they should get plaudits for that against the current MLS champions, who their rotated team, as I said, is just the bench, who's a very talented bench. That is the way it is. And you could say, Ryan, LAFC did exactly what they should have done. They won the tie. Sometimes winning the tie in an embarrassing fashion is still not great. And it was an embarrassing fashion because they almost got sent to penalties by Alajuelense, a team that they are way outspend, a team that they way outperform in the first leg in Costa Rica, where that should have been the hard part. Last week should have been the 2-1 loss for LAFC. Not this week. Not this week. They did it opposite. That's the weird part. They did it oppositely. Opposite day. Hey, I mean, still worked out for LA. They still won the tie. But come on now. It's a little bit questionable the way it happened. Now, are they still going to beat Vancouver in the quarters? Probably. I would say yes. Could it be closer than I expected? Yes. But they'll still win. If they don't, that would suck. If they don't, that would suck. So with that being said, LAFC did enough. Good for them. They need to be a little bit embarrassed tonight. Even if they won. That was an embarrassing performance. Even if it was unlucky at times. Even if the play should have been more towards their goal and more goals for them. That's an alternate universe situation. Yeah, you should have scored 5 or 6. You didn't. You scored 1 and lost. That's going to hurt you down the road because guess what? Starting in the semifinals, it's about who has more points hosting the second leg. Of course, you're going to host the first leg of the quarterfinals because Vancouver is the winners of whatever odd number round of 16 they were. But you don't want to be hosting the first leg against a team that is at your level or just over you or a bit under you. No, You might get away with hosting the second leg or hosting the first leg and going to Vancouver for the second leg. But in the semifinals against Philly or Atlas, that second leg at Subaru Park might just not be the best moment. Because let's realize Philly has 4 points. You have 3. Depends on what they do against Atlas. And if LAFC wins both against Vancouver, who knows? Maybe in the end, this is all for naught. Maybe Philly draws and wins and gets through with 4 more points, makes 8, and Vancouver beats or loses to LAFC both legs, and that's 9, and you have an extra point. Then we don't have a problem now, do we? But I'm just saying, those points may come back to haunt you. You're going to wish you wanted or won this one at some point in this tournament. Maybe. I don't know. Just saying. It does matter where the legs or where each match happens or in what order the legs are. It's better to host the second leg at home than the first. Especially against a team near your level or a bit above it. But that's just common sense. With that being said, that's what I think. A little bit embarrassing for LAFC to lose tonight on the night, but they still got through, so good for them. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribed, send super chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put us in play, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I shall see you tomorrow for a live watch along of both Leon versus Tauro and Pachuca versus Motagua and a review of Pachuca versus Motagua. Going to be a great Thursday. And then St. Patrick's Day, we will review, recap the round of 16 and predict the quarterfinals. And then Saturday, Sunday, MLS and Liga MX action. That'll be great. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later.